One thing I'd like to hit on today is how to manage cattails. A lot of you guys have ponds, and some of you guys have cattails in those ponds, and as you know, they are very hard to manage. Today I'm going to hit on a couple different ways to manage the cattails, and today what we're going to do is we're going to be here at a little subdivision, a friend's pond in their backyard, and just kind of got overrun with cattails. We're going to show you the easiest and most cost-effective way to manage these cattails, and then we'll also talk about managing cattails on a much larger scale on next week's video. Now, probably the best thing to do in this scenario when you have a relatively small pond and a relatively small amount of cattails is probably to go through and actually hand pull these. You're going to go at the base of the cattail and pull them up, and you want to pull the roots and everything up at once. Leave them somewhere out to dry, and then you can burn them or discard them in whatever way you want. Now you can use that to reduce the number or completely wipe out the cattails in that area. Now when you're dealing with a larger pond or lake and a much larger amount of cattails, there are herbicides to use, and there are techniques of cutting them, and like I said, we'll focus on that on next week's video. But today we're just going to hand pull these, and we're going to completely eliminate them because she wants them out of here, and so there shouldn't be any problem. They kind of have a stinky smell down the bottom because they're sitting in all that just dirt and nastiness down there and holding all that sludge together, so it does kind of smell once you pull them up. But this is probably the most cost-effective way to eliminate the cattails. Now, pulling cattails is by no means an easy job. You can tell I'm sweating. It's hot out here. Sometimes I felt like I wanted to throw on my back while I was doing this, but it is the most cost-effective way to do this. Again, pull down low to the roots, and sometimes some of these roots have a pretty good hold because their root system sometimes can be very vast, very large, multiple plants all connecting on one root system. As you can see here, this is just one root system here. It's composed of probably about 15 or 20 plants, and it was not an easy one to pull up, but sometimes you just got to work hard, wiggle them around, and you can eventually pull them out. But this is the most cost-effective way. It doesn't cost anything but a little hard work on a hot day, and they won't be coming back. You might just have to pull out a couple that the seeds kind of deposited before you got them pulled out, and will be there next year, but just yank those up. Those will be easy, and then you'll be free of cattails. Alright guys, so last week I promised you that we'd be on the 80 acres of property that I was telling you about, and we're here today. And I was thinking this is going to be such a cool video. I'm going to have so much to share with them and have so much information, but honestly I just feel led to be out here, and I have no idea how I'm going to share this information with you or how to share it. And as you can see, I'm having fun with the video camera. I'm putting it out in front of me, and you guys are walking with me because I'm on the property. This 80 acres is phenomenal. It's got caves, it's got springs, it's got a 6.5 acre lake, and it's phenomenal. And I just don't know how to share it with you guys or even how to show it to you guys. And so you guys are walking with me right now. And to be honest, this is hot. It's like, with the heat index, it's probably close to 100 or maybe over 100. And I'm sweating like a pig. And, you know, I really don't know how to show it to you guys. So, hold on. We're going to try to show you this 80 acres, show you what we're going to do with it, and I'll talk to you a little bit about it here in a little bit. So let's get the basics on this property. Where did it come from? Actually, some friends of mine own it, and I came to know about it through the videos. They saw my videos, and they're like, hey, you know, here's a guy that's passionate about youth, and we have property, and so why not let him come and, you know, see the place. And so they invited me out, and they've offered, you know, to say, hey, you can go hunting on it, you can take whoever you want hunting. And so it's just a phenomenal place. It's got deer, it's got turkey. We've seen some cat prints, and that are most likely bobcats. But this is a phenomenal place. As you can see, like even right here where I'm at, it's got a beautiful spring. So these springs that feed the 6.5 acre lake on this property come from 5 to 7 different little bitty caves on this property. Now the people that own this camp and this property were just given a vision by God and said, hey, you know, I want you to build a camp for youth and get youth involved in the outdoors. And so they've just kind of started from there, and they've just been working really, really hard. It's not a non-profit camp. They just run strictly off of donations from people, and they don't get a whole lot of donations. So if you need everyone to give something to camp, this camp is in need of it. But this camp is phenomenal, and I think it could really work with my dream as well. You know, they've allowed me to come in, and they said, hey, you can take kids hunting, get youth involved in the outdoors. And so with this piece of property, I want to take you guys through the steps of managing this property and showing you the before and after, and showing you how much wildlife you could get on this property, because we've actually put up the deer cameras now for about 3 weeks on some mineral blocks that I put out, and we haven't got any photos. But I know there's wildlife out here because I've seen the tracks, I've seen the scat, and that's something you guys don't need to get discouraged about either, because if you guys put deer cameras out on your property and you guys aren't seeing anything, you know, don't get discouraged by that, because they are out there. You can get wildlife to come in, and you can build the wildlife population in your area. Now, if there's any of you guys that are interested in getting involved in something like this, or like the ideas that I have, then feel free to shoot me an email. Like again, the email will be on the bottom of the screen, and feel free to send it to friends or whoever you know might be interested in something like this, because there is you know, some property adjoining to this I'd eventually like to be part of the camp. I'd like to have, you know, maybe 200 to 300 acres here that I could utilize, and I think that would be enough property to get the game populations up where we could bring in youth and they could be treated like kings and queens, where they're waited on hand and foot, where they come to like a weekend resort where they come out and they go hunting in the mornings and evenings, and the afternoons we take them fishing and swimming, and they're just treated like kings and queens, where they have the time of their life for one weekend. Well guys, like I said, I really didn't know what to share with you guys on this piece of property. This piece of property is just phenomenal. I've been out here for about 3 weeks now, doing a lot of the grunt work, a lot of the hard physical labor, working out in the heat, and this place is just phenomenal. You can't take it in on a video camera, but if you guys are interested, you guys see the potential, you guys like what I'm doing, shoot me an email. That's all I'm saying on that. We'll keep you guys up to date each week. Also what we're doing on the camp and how it's coming, and what we're doing on the camp property, because this place is going to turn around, and this place is going to be just crazy awesome for youth to come out to. We already get youth kids out here and getting them involved, but you know, my dream could be taking place. You can be a part of it. I'd love you to be a part of it. I'd love anybody to be a part of it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. It's a little bit different, I know, and that's what I hope each week is. It's always a little bit different, but stay tuned in next week, and as always, have a better than average day. You guys ever tried to walk and videotape yourself like a survivor, man? I think I would die. Earthquake. Okay, this is harder than you think, doing this. Is there anybody else that hates spider webs as much as I do? Here's a big nasty spider web, but there's no spider on it. So you can see, and that's coming from some caves on the property. Actually, you see that bug crawling on? There's about 5. Get out of there, bug. He's right on the lens. He's like right in the middle. Okay.